The way I see it, the pursuit of power is divided into 3 stages. The first is mastering the use of standard weapons. Next is learning how to harness natural energy. The natural energy of Teyvat is, of course, elemental energy. But that's not my area of expertise. I draw from abyssal power, yes. Also known as the power of the Void Realm. My master, Sertologi, is a true expert in that area. After all, he was one of the group of 5 that infamously stole the all-encompassing power of the Abyss. An act for which the people of Conria gave them the epithet, the 5 Sinners. The elemental energy of Teyvat, on the other hand, is derived from the power of the Light Realm. These 2 forms of energy exist in direct opposition to each other. Suffice to say, there's not much I can teach you this time. A keen observation, traveler. Call it respecting local norms. The Abyss stands in direct conflict with the will of this world. So, to make my life easier, I disguise my power to make it appear cryo-like in nature. It's a technique I learned from some Conrian ruins, known as the 7 Shifting Serpent. If you ever change your mind about delving into abyssal power, I can teach it to you. So I've heard. You seem to have a knack for removing abyssal power. But is purification really what's going on there? Like I said, power does not simply disappear, just thinking out loud. Let's focus on your elemental training. That's what's gonna help us if the situation gets tricky. True growth comes from adversity, but only if you make the choice to pick yourself up again every time you fall. So, it's time to push yourself to the limit, and then keep pushing. This is the only way to advance at pace. Use the power of Animo to clear the field as fast as you can.
Wingblade!
Observe your surroundings. Look for things you can use to tilt the scales of success in your favor.
Wingblade! Ha! 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 Prepare to be blown away! Wingblade! Wingblade! Be gone! Wingblade! Yeah!
Use the power of Hydro to destroy the spikes.
Go!
Faster! Don't give them a chance to strike you. You need to be quicker than you were in your dream. You can't afford another injury like that.
Water jet! Go! Water jet! Water jet! Ha! Water jet!
You need to understand what makes you special. The ability to wield elemental energy without a vision and switch between the elements it means your aspirations need no approval from the gods. Your power is not bound by the rules of this world, so be bold. Do not be afraid to chart your own path. Very good. It seems you've reached a deeper level of connection with the elements. Long enough for you to lose yourself in your training, which is a good sign. Relentless practice with the elements has drained all your strength. Get some rest. When you wake up, we'll proceed. If you wish to master the elements at a fundamental level, you must see the entire natural world. Nature.
What is the secret to power? Longing, hatred, self-preservation. No, the fear of losing those you love. The fear is the source of evolution. It forces humanity to adapt to their environment and overcome hardship. It is in the process of prevailing over our fears. That fear is now part of you. It calls on you to evolve. Any minute spent missing home is a minute wasted. Practice your sword work instead.
But, Master, I can barely lift the sword anymore. If I keep going, I feel like my wrist...
So it has not broken yet. Then pick up your sword and keep practicing until it breaks. After all, bones can always be... Good, Skirk. Once again, you survived.
Cold and pain.
These are signs that you are adapting to the abyss. Each time the flesh is torn and the spirit crushed, each time you claw, I now understand why these people sought to destroy your homeland. Your potential goes beyond even what I could have anticipated. But you still have much to learn in your pursuit of strength. Your mind is rife with distractions. From now on, I shall show you must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you weak. Get up, Skirk. Wipe the blood off your face. Cut away the rotten parts of your flesh. And mend what is broken.
Yes, Master.
Hopefully you got some good rest. Skirk said to tell you that she's ready to start the final stage of your training whenever you are. So, want to head over now? Or did you want to wait a little?
From your training so far, you have gained a better command of the sword, and more control over your elemental abilities. That's only part of it. Experience is the real teacher. Your journey, the friends you have made, the dangers you have faced. These have taught you more than I ever could. Now, it's time to focus on how you react under pressure. You must be able to think rationally, even in unpredictable combat situations. To simulate this, I'm going to attack, and you're going to block. Ready? Not bad. That defensive stance looks near unbreakable. Just like your brother. Oh, that reminds me. You still don't know what happened to him, do you?
Hey, no fair! That's cheating!
You think every opponent has the same moral code as you? You can denounce their deplorable methods all you want, but only if you live to tell the tale. The dead don't get to complain. Strong emotions will always arise in combat. Anxiety, anger, fear. But a true warrior is never at their whim. Only when you are free from the influence of emotion can you make the right choice, no matter the situation. How amusing. Almost sounds like you think you know me. But you don't. You can choose your own path. We are not the same. Let's begin. Try to use reason over emotion. Make the most rational and advantageous decision in any given moment. This is your final training session. Look. Same drill as before, but this time I'm going to interfere. Hold your focus. Not bad. Better than I expected. You're getting the hang of it. The first step to controlling your emotions is controlling your mind. You want a unified train of thought. It all comes.
Your mind is rife with distractions. From now on, I shall show no... You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you...
Stop. Let's pause here. One look, and I can tell your mind has wandered. That's to be expected. There's a limit to how long a human being can concentrate on one thing. Staying calm and focused sounds simple in theory, but in practice, it's more demanding than sword work or elemental abilities. Get some rest. No point training further if you're already dead on your feet. Like I said at the beginning, the only goal you managed to push past your limits, which is a good start. You can be proud of that and sleep well knowing that. Warriors will train day and night to perfect their skills. But when the battle comes, their fate may be one mistake, one moment of hesitation. And just like that, all their blood, sweat, and tears were for nothing. You need to...
Skirk is amazing. She faced down that terrifying giant and cut its head.
Oh, she got hurt though, didn't she? I heard it was pretty...
Yeah, well, that's a given. But the moment she was on the mend, she got right. I heard Master suffered a grave injury once too. Lost an arm and a leg and still came back stronger than ever.
Incredible. I wonder if I'll ever reach their level. They're always...
Pathetic. You're not even trying. You're so much weaker than you think.
Skirk, have you become a positive light in this world? Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many bodies were left to rot on the scorched earth? Yet you alone...
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to rest.
I have so many questions. I just want to jump in a spaceship, explore the whole universe, and get answers from the stars. I just need to wait till I'm grown up. Then
Now, you must bid farewell to who you were in the past and become someone stronger.
Run! Skirk! Run! Only death awaits us here. Keep running.
Let's see here. First things first, you need a new identity. Going around telling people you're from somewhere beyond the stars won't do, now will it? How about saying you hail from beneath the earth? As the Conrian saying goes, venturing out into the universe and down into the abyss are the same in that both are braving the dark unknown.
Well, I'm a visitor on this planet, so I'll follow the rules.
Ah, splendid. That saves me quite a bit of trouble. Let me offer you a piece of advice in return. I know the pursuit of strength is important to you, but taking a moment for yourself... Ignore her existence for too long, and there will come a day when you can no longer hear her voice.
you're awake! You must be starving, right? Ta-da! A barbecue just for you! Of course you are! That's why Skirk and Paimon got this all ready. Ah, well, if you're around someone long enough, it's bound to happen. Plus, Skirk can cook. So, Paimon decided she could forget the whole Ice Queen thing. Paimon's not one to hold a grudge.
Here's an idea. Let's save chit-chat until after the meal.
So full. Okay, it's Paimon's turn to sleep now. Wake her up when it's time to go.
I have good news. First, your training is complete. You have what it takes to wield immense power. Now it's just a matter of putting it into practice. Continue to learn from your journey and hone your skills against formidable opponents. Second, I've located the culprit you're searching for. Next, you just need to retrieve the missing part of your soul, and our business will be concluded. When Ajax trained with me, he once told me he was bursting with questions. So I allowed him to ask me 3 of them before he left. You and I may never meet again, traveler. So if there's anything you want to ask me, now's your opportunity. Just Okay, not the angle I was expecting. What makes you ask that? I knew that was a possible side effect. Closed off my mind to you for that exact reason. Even with the dream mirroring, you should have seen nothing but endless darkness. Whatever. Must have been a flaw in my execution. I shouldn't be too surprised. due to some recent circumstances. Since you've seen what you've seen, there's no reason to hide the truth. All I ask is that you keep it. No, I'm not from Teyvat. I'm from a different planet. And there was a time when I journeyed through the stars. No, we're different in that respect. You're influencing the fate of this world. But me, several hundred years ago, my master, Sir Logi, opened the border between worlds and sent me here. But this is not my home. And one day, I'll return to the vast to become stronger. But for certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible. But first, I need to understand the source of his strength. To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps. Walk the path he once walked. And somewhere along the way. Okay.
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk and that unknown abyss. But it's been years now, and I've still found nothing.
Well, your last... Ajax. His situation is different than yours. Before you ever crossed paths with me, you'd already encountered many formidable people, studied their techniques, so during your training, all I had to do was build upon that foundation. But Ajax was so young when he came to me. Children can't help but imitate their role models. In the long run, that would only hinder. Once Ajax has enough strength in his own right, I will allow us to meet again. Until then, let that motivate him to reach his full potential. Unlike you, I have no desire to establish a connection with the world. The weak and the lowly have no right to remember me. They're lucky they only have a few missing memories to show. Wake up your companion. It's time to go. Oh, and everything I just told you. Just keep...
Time to go. Oh, finally. Where are we headed? Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Just follow me. I'll open an abyssal rift close to the culprit's location. And we'll take us to where he's hiding.
Showing you the trace! Brace yourself. Have you heard the ballad of the treasure chest? is near the chasm, right?
Yes. If we enter from here, we'll be able to reach that place from your dream. You have some experience with abyssal domains by now, but still, this is someone else's territory.
Don't worry, Paimon's an expert at hiding behind other people. Oh, but, that means you need to stay safe, traveler.
All right. Remember your training.
Blow behind you. Come on, you got this. Water jet! Water jet!
Mine to wield. Hey, what are you two doing here? Dusty. Abandoned house. Press on.
Oh, looks like this is a dead end. Did we make it to his hiding place? This fog is making it impossible to see anything!
This should be the place where you were attacked, Traveler. The missing part of your soul should be nearby. Our opponent must have covered his tracks just in case. Otherwise, you should have sensed it much more.
Hold on! Look! The spikes!
Stay calm. Let's hold back a little. Give our enemy some wiggle room so we can see what we're dealing with. If you're too reckless, our enemy took part of your soul for a reason. It's likely he integrated it into his attack somehow. If we're smart about this, we can track it down. From the start, the attacks have been focused on me. Trying to break through my defenses? I see. There. I got it back.
Traveler! Skirk! What happened? It looked like Skirk just got...
In the Gwali Plains, you asked me why this enemy chose you as a... Now, the answer is clear. It's not just the fact that your strength is impressive. It's also because of your ability, whatever that actually means. The fact is, that ability allowed him to do something that should have been completely impossible. Namely, break through my defenses and steal my power. No, he couldn't have known I'd come to his domain. He only stole your soul fragment because he knew the value of its power. I doubt he expected. Call it fate, if you want. I believe that's the term they use in this world for arbitrary coincidences like this. In any case, it works to our advantage. Once I realized what he was using that power for, it gave me the chance to get back what you lost. I'll cope. Well, done gorging? Good. Time to answer some questions. How did you get the power of the all-devouring narwhal?
The all-devouring narwhal? Oh, of course! Paimon knew that
I highly doubt you acquired that power through your own strength. Tell me I'm wrong. You're desperate enough to scour the land for god remains and whatever vestiges of power you can find. That alone proves you wouldn't be able to defeat a creature like that. Which leaves one possibility. You know my master, the Foul, Sortology.
The Foul? Who dares call him Foul?
What's wrong? Bit off more power than you can chew? You're struggling to hold a base.
Just a little longer.
Look, it's back!
Those obsessed with power will let it devour them before abandoning their pursuit. Keep calm and use reason to decide the best course of action. Wise decision. Final victory doesn't always come after a single battle. You've got your soul fragment back, so we both got what we came for. Let the enemy draw breath while he can. It won't be for long. Get us out of here, Traveler. You'll need to lead the way this time.
Skirk, is your shoulder gonna be okay?
The wound is minor. It'll heal in no time. You should focus on getting out of here alive instead.
This guy's power has something to do with the all-devouring narwhal. Did you know that all along, Skirk?
I had my suspicions. That's why I decided to investigate in the first place. But suspicions only get you so far. I needed to verify it for myself.
I should be safe here, right?
I no longer sense his presence. Weaklings like him will find that my power is not so easily controlled. He won't be leaving that place until he's managed to digest it. You seem surprised. I suppose that's fair. You've seen but a fraction of what that whale is capable of. That gaping maw could swallow a planet whole. It's called the all-devouring narwhal for a reason. Devouring is what it does best. It can extract power from anything, dead or alive. As long as it...
Yeah. When we had our run-in with that thing, Neverlet mentioned that it has an instinct.
Your dragon friend recognized the nature of its abilities and used the power of Hydro to protect you. That worked because it was in a satiated state, so it was somewhat less aggressive than usual. It's a different story when it has no more power to feed off of. That's when its true voracious nature kicks in. It could devour everything on the planet in that state, which is why I cast it into that void space. But I hadn't counted on there being anyone left on this planet capable of wielding its power. To me, that says he must have encountered the whale a long time ago. Meaning, he must have known my master. Exactly. Told me everything I needed to know. Hence why I said we both got what we came for. And I believe that brings our transaction to an end. Now that you're whole again, you can get back to your own journey. I'll hand...
No way! We can't leave now! Something was stolen from you because of us! We have to help you get it.
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power. When you fall, you get back up again and become stronger. That...
But what if that monster finds you before you're all better? Plus, how are you gonna get home? It's not like you can just go swoosh and open a door to the abyss again. Not without your full strength. So, sticking with us for the time being doesn't sound so bad, does it?
Fair enough. Then take this.
What is it?
A bag of Mora. Nothing in this world is free. I'll leave the planning to you. Hurry up and decide where to go.
We should take Skirk somewhere she can rest. But where? Paimon gets the feeling Skirk wouldn't like being around a lot of people. Oh wait! Baishu said we could rest in the back room of the pharmacy, didn't he? Let's head there! Wouldn't gliding be faster? Huh. This bag from Skirk has a... Does she have a job or something? Wait, no. After what we saw at Wamin Restaurant, that seems impossible. Can you imagine? I'll be collecting my paycheck now, Bob. Oh, sure thing. Wait, who are you? Have we met? Can't hold a job if you make everyone forget about you. So, what did you do to get all this Mora?
Claimed some buried treasure, took care of a few monsters that were causing trouble. Nothing untoward.
You heard all that?
A sonorous voice like yours is hard to miss. I wouldn't be surprised if the sound of it traveled to the nearest mountaintop.
Then, did you by chance happen to hear Paimon's little,
You mean when you called me Frosty the Lavender Melon?
No, sorry. Paimon totally misspoke just now. She didn't say that at all. It was, a Paimon lookalike. Yeah, she's a piece of work, that one. always impersonating Paimon and... Okay, fine. The truth is, Paimon didn't like you all that much at the start. But things are different now. You helped the trap...
I noticed there was only one bed. Go ahead and get some rest.
Wait, what about you?
I don't get tired, and I don't need rest. I'm going to practice my sword work. That should help me regain some strength.
But your shoulder... Hey, don't just leave! Whatever. Let her tire herself out. She'll come back eventually. Let's get some sleep, Traveler. That comfy bed is calling, Paimon.
Quiet.
Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many bodies were left to rot on the scorched earth?
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to rest.
Run, Skirk. Run! Only death awaits us here.
Getting an early night's sleep is the best. Wait, Skirk? Have you been sitting out here the whole...
About 60%. Maybe
Whoa! Paimon thought it would take at least a couple of days.
No. Not fast enough. That's 20% less than last time. Same training regimen, same intensity. Nothing felt different, but somehow the outcome fell short. No. I think the problem's with me. I need to meditate for the next 2 days. Deep introspection should help me find the issue.
Ooh, sounds intense.
Thanks. See you in 2...
Skirk is still meditating, huh? It's been 2 days already. Shouldn't she be awake? Paimon can't think of anything we can do to help. Be right back. That's right. This is Skirk's inner world. Think of it as the threshold. This isn't your first time here, but what you remember is probably a space covered in darkness. I only managed to illuminate a small portion for you. Actually, it's my first time talking to someone. I only managed to break free and bring you here because the injury weakened her power. I guess that's why I can speak again, too. Call it fate, if you want. I think that's the word they use in this world for... Now, before I take you to her, I gotta ask. You're the first outside visitor to ever come here. So, what's your impression of this? Oh, you noticed. This river represents Skirk's strength. Strength accumulates over time. It is the summation of a person's lived experience. So this river is where all the fragments... But, as you can see, this river has been severed numerous times. And all she sees reflected in the river is a disgraceful shadow of who she was. She cuts through water and rock with the sword of reason, severs her connection with the past, and begins...
You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush!
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power. When you fall, you get back.
The answer to one mystery invites another question, I see. Let's follow the river upstream. There among the cliffs, among the memories etched into her heart. I've always thought that, even when falling leaves don't come from the same tree, they can like the meteors. You both made a journey through the stars. Both travelers who've landed on a planet that is not your home. Yet, when she first noticed your presence, although she hesitated for a moment, she still chose to walk away. Indifferent. Seems like you've answered your own question. Skirk sees herself as a trespasser in this world. She's made a conscious choice to Let's keep going.
You now have what it takes to wield immense power. From this day forth, I shall teach you. No one can become a worthy warrior through imitation alone. I have given you fangs, and...
You wish me to travel the world beyond on my own, Master?
Indeed. Make new friends. Embark on your own journey. And peace, we will still have contact through the abyss. But know this. One day, I will take the life you worked so hard to rebuild and reduce it to ashes. Just like the fire that haunts your mind.
Why do you do that?
I have told you before. Fear is the catalyst for human evolution. You have tasted loss. You have known fear, so deep it can be felt in the bones. But as living beings, we all have an instinct to detach from that which harms us. And thus pain dampens over time, and the acrid taste of... Yet now, I have bestowed upon you the gift of fear eternal. It will drown you in the nightmare of your childhood, or it shall drive you to defeat me.
That is what Skirk's master, the foul Sertologi, looked like at one point in time. Of course, as a higher being, physical, he could appear as a beast, a human, or even a monster that defies description. The form you see him in here, clad in abyssal.
For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible. First, to do that, I need to follow in his footsteps, walk the path he once walked, and somewhere along the way,
I'll let you in on a little secret. The real Sertologi is the scope of his power is impossible to understand until you experience it firsthand. It is absolute, the power to crush all things. Shall we keep going? We've made it quite a ways already. This is Skirk, when she first began training under Sertologi.
I have set your broken wrist. Tomorrow, you're to train. No tears this time. Good. Attempting to garner sympathy through tears.
Can I ask a question, Master? What? I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be haunted by that fire.
I saved you because I have a plan for you. It has been too long since I fought a battle that demanded my full strength, and I hunger for it. Every so-called genius and prodigy I have faced has crumbled like sand underfoot. So, I will teach you everything I know. Train you by whatever means necessary, in the hope that one...
But I don't want to draw my sword against you, Master.
What you want matters little. Among the boundless sea of stars, the cries of the weak are but faint murmurs that disappear into the void.
Yes, Master.
From that day forward, all she knew was grueling training, emptiness. After some time, her talent bloomed, and she gained control over her emotion. It was not that human emotion disappeared from her heart, but that reason came to dictate all she was allowed to feel. We're nearly there. I almost don't want to reach the end. These are Skirk's happiest memories. What a simple and carefree time it was. wisps of clouds dotted the sky. The sun bathed everything in golden light. And when song filled the air, this is Skirk's homeland. She was so curious about everything as a child. Always there was so much to discover. The treasures at the bottom of the sea. The secrets beyond the stars. And that It was a spaceship. When it arrived, the people that disembarked wore smiles on their faces and spoke of friendship. They claimed to be merchants from Skirk's parents, her relatives, her neighbors. Everyone welcomed the newcomers with open arms and allowed them to explore the planet. To them, the visitors were guests and should be treated with No one had any idea of what was to come. Several months later, an army of unknown Skirk had skipped school that day, like so many times before, so she was not caught in the immediate wave of destruction. But when she came home that day, countless people cried out to her for help. People she knew and loved, friends and relatives, the little girl who lived next door, the shop owner with the bad leg. Their lives were discarded like worthless trash as the fire consumed one life after another. Skirk was helpless. All she could do was run. And so she did. If Sertology hadn't been there in that moment, the fire would have claimed her life too. And there she would have remained, left to rot in the scorched earth, with no... because she and her people were seen as a threat. As the initial merchant ship explored the planet, they discovered that it hadn't always had the condition to support life. Yet there was evidence of human activity, even during the period. Further research revealed that, over time, the people of this planet had evolved the ability to adapt to any type of environment. For that reason, the outsiders viewed them as a potential threat, and decided to eliminate them before the threat could rear its head. And so, the army was called, senseless, isn't it? Deemed a threat because of a gift they didn't even know they had. Perhaps it was their own innocence and kindness. If those with power get to decide good and evil, then all you can trust in is the sword in your hand. And so, before death could claim her, she ran. She ran and never stopped. No one wants to relive their most painful moments. Well, Skirk is waiting over there. Let's go to her. It's time to fulfill my purpose.
So all this, just so you could bring her here?
I have things to say to you. Well, I want someone to witness our reconciliation, even if it takes an argument to get there. And she is the best. Her suppressed emotional self. The version of herself she keeps locked in the recesses of her mind. All those rejected impulses. Those discarded aspects of your past self. I am who you used to be. Someone you have refused to face for too long. So, I came.
You're wrong. I've faced you all along. And that's exactly why. Your existence makes me weak. Moments of joy and longing are when we are most... Don't forget, it was a penchant for goodness over reason that doomed our homeland in the first place. The vastness of the universe renders everything insignificant.
Even so, learning from the mistakes of the past doesn't have to mean strip yourself of your so-called weaknesses. emotions like kindness and empathy. And what makes you any different from the...
The difference is that I'm doing what is right. I allow you to exist, but with limited freedom. That is the greatest kindness I can offer. I have shouldered everything you couldn't carry. I rose above the numbness and emptiness, and it was cold, unfeeling reason that brought me this far.
That is the problem. I want to shoulder those things together on the grand scale of the entire universe. Maybe our feelings are vanishingly small, but why should that mean they don't matter? Emotion gives warmth to the cold expanse of Think back to those nights of gazing at the stars. Those afternoons of exploring the unknown. Think back and let them...
That isn't what we need.
Exactly what we need! Aren't you curious about why recovering your strength has taken longer than normal this time?
Finally, you get to the important part. That is the only...
Then look around. Look at your inner world. You cast aside your dreams and curiosity, and in doing so, you lost your original motivation. You severed all connection to who you... Now, the only things driving you forward are fear and survivor's guilt. But these cannot take you far enough.
And you think that means I should seek help from a weak little thing like you?
Thank you for saying that. I knew bringing you here would be the right... To be honest, I'm not here to argue with you. This isn't about who's right or wrong. And in fact, I agree that in order to make it through the wake of that trip, but what is right at one point in time isn't always right forever. I know you will never forget that fire. I know the fact that... And I know that among the voices that haunt you, mine is there too. All those unfulfilled hopes are like knives to the heart. And I don't want you to hurt anymore. So even if you can't accept...
I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be haunted by that fire all the time.
Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face, but...
I'm sick of being a kid. There's so many amazing...
I remember. There was a song Mom and Dad always... Dancing water. Sand along your path is begging for your song and movement. I am not the dancing water. And you are not the burdensome sand. But if the...
Thank you.
I should be thanking you.
Run, Skirk, run! Remember, leave no one alive!
Heed my words, Skirk. Let fear take root in your soul.
Did you survive? Why was it only you?
Skirk, did you become a positive light?
Hey! This doesn't have to be the end. Life is a gift. Don't let darkness claim it.
So, I once asked my master if survival of the strongest was the law of the universe. He said no. But in a world without order, those with no moral boundaries tend to be the ones who survive. That's why, after hearing his answer, an idea that, one day, I would create a new world order. One in which there would never be another tragedy like that fire. One in which power was not the... But that means I must defeat him. Because my master, Sirologi, is, at the core, a defier of all rules and order. Yes, and not just because of the gap in our abilities, but also, although his decision to train me was not made out of kindness, he did everything a master should. He saved my life, taught me the sword and the principles of strength. And for that, I know. And it's not something I want. But Master never goes back on his word. He's no longer in Teyvat, but he sends me messages through the Abyss every now and then. Most of them are simple greetings. Every time I hear from him, my heart skips a beat. And I wonder if this is the moment where he'll finally appear before me and tear down everything. Maybe that means I do live in eternal fear, just like he said. Yes, I respect him, but I'm also afraid of him. And for that reason, the pursuit of strength consumes... I don't know what Master has planned, but I have to be ready. Help me? Why?
Oh, you're finally... Honestly, Paimon was gone for like 2 seconds and then she comes back and finds you both unconscious? You're both okay, right?
What does it look like? Only water from the source can cleanse the rot and filth that flows from the past. I taught you to incorporate the experiences from your journey into how you fight. I suppose what happened today...
Okay, so Paimon feels like she's missing some important... But whatever. Paimon brought back tons of delicious snacks!
Alright, it's about time we finish.
We're gonna deal with this thief for good, right?
This time, I'm not going to tell you to hold back. But having digested even more... The good news is, we have no reason to pull our punches this...